Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Spoop. I'm your host, Don. It's been a bit since I've done a solo video, but today I'm doing a solo video about a movie I was very excited to see when I saw the trailers for it, and I didn't get the opportunity to see it in theaters, but it came out on HBO Max, so I had the opportunity to watch it, and that is, of course, Heretic. As per usual on Let's Talk Spoop, we break things into six separate categories. Those six separate categories are story, acting, music, atmosphere, look, and finally creep. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into Heretic. Story. Story of Heretic, it's following two Mormon missionary ladies who are going around spreading the word, and they're doing all these different appointments, and they show up at this guy's house, Mr. Reed, and they start talking to him about Jesus, and they are very clear to verify that his wife is in the house because that's a rule. They can't be alone with a man while they're doing this work, which makes sense. You can't trust people. So they go into the house, and it turns out that he lied about his wife being there, and he set up kind of this like elaborate trick to convince them that his wife was there until he got them trapped into the house, which is essentially what you see in the commercials. And he is supposedly testing their belief in what they're there to preach to him. And he goes on a couple of like long, I don't want to say rants, more like speeches about like the one true religion and absurdity of religion and how some religions are right, some religions are wrong, but all these religions have all these things that they connect together and it doesn't make any sense. And um, it was really good. Every speech that Hugh Grant gave, was fantastic. I'll talk about it more in the acting, but overall, I really enjoyed the story of this movie, and it's very simple. It's got three main actors and then some other side actors, so it's low budget, small group, and really well done. So for story, I gave it a 5 out of 5. Acting. So as I said, Hugh Grant blew this out of the water. He was fantastic as Mr. Reed. He initially comes off as very charming and disarming, and then the creep factor of him as a person starts to edge up, and then the way he delivered all of his lines, the way he delivered all of his speeches, this was fantastic. I really enjoyed Hugh Grant in this movie. I enjoy seeing Hugh Grant just acting again. He's really good. The two other actresses that were in this movie, the two other main characters, which were Sister Paxton, played by Chloe East, and Sister Barnes, played by Sophie Thatcher, they also did a phenomenal job. I don't want to say that this is the best acting I've ever seen in a movie by these actors. Well, I can say this is the best acting I've ever seen in a movie by these actors. I don't know if it's the best acting they've ever done. So I give it a 4 out of 5 because I didn't want to be too generous with the acting. But I felt like they nailed it. Music. So the music in this movie, there's not a lot to talk about. It's nothing's really going to catch you, nothing's going to stay in your brain for a while, but it does a really, really good job of setting the mood and setting the atmosphere. So 3 out of 5. Atmosphere. Speaking of, so the atmosphere of this movie, I was hooked. I could not stop watching. I had to know what happened. I had to know if these girls were going to get out, how they were going to get out, why Hugh Grant was doing what he was doing, because there's a lot of twists and turns. This is like an M. Night Shyamalan movie. Like, it was great. As it says, question everything. Fantastic. I was hooked from the beginning and all the way through. There was no point in this movie where I stopped caring about what was going on. So 5 out of 5 for atmosphere. Look. So there's not really anything to talk about in the look. There's no monsters. There's not really any gore or anything like that. So it's a 2.5. For what they did a good job with it. But there's not really a lot, nothing that's really going to stand out as far as the look is concerned. Creep. So, creepiness factor. I like this movie. It was well made. It makes you think. It's got a lot going on, uh, but it's not scary. Even though it's a horror movie, not scary. So I gotta give it a 1 on the creepiness factor. However, we tally up those scores. We get a final score of 3.4 out of 5 for Heretic. If you ain't seen it, you should see it, especially if you like psychological horror. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Like, comment, subscribe, help us build those numbers. We finally broke 5,000. Bryan hasn't given me a new goal yet, but in my head, the new goal is 10, which probably ain't going to happen this year. But we might get there if you, loyal viewer, subscribe and then tell other people to subscribe. Okay, thanks. Bye.